Hello and welcome to The Wave from Ocean Reef, a podcast about the flow of life today and how you and I might ride with or swim against it. I'm Dan Meyer, Chaplain-in-Residence at the beautiful Ocean Reef community in Key Largo, Florida, and here's The Wave for today. Have you ever awoken in the morning somewhat disoriented and thought, what day is it? Is it Monday and I have to go to work? Is it Tuesday and I need to go to school? Is it a holiday and I can sleep in? It's interesting, isn't it, how a particular day helps to define our lives. I've often been struck by how different each of the final days of what is now called Holy Week were for the people living through them. Thursday was a relatively normal day. The people of Jerusalem likely got out of bed knowing exactly what this day would hold. Like they'd done on so many Passover days before, they got ready for the familiar feast. Though the liturgy of the feast declared it a day like no other, they would prepare and eat the same meal. They would gather around a table with the same family or friends. They would say the same words that they had been saying on this day each year of their lives. Thursday was a day of blessed, maybe even boring, continuity. Friday, however, was not a normal day. It was a nasty day. The sameness of the day before was broken by devastating disruption. There was a riot outside the palace of Pilate. A controversial rabbi was convicted in a rigged trial. He was then brutally beaten almost to death. He and two others were publicly executed in the cruelest, most agonizing way the human mind had yet invented. Those who had followed this Nazarene found their community divided, their expectations dashed, their loved one destroyed. For them, Friday was not a day of continuity. It was a day of cataclysm. Saturday was a different kind of day. Not normal, not particularly nasty, maybe a numb day. The people who'd hung their hearts and hopes on Jesus were overcome with grief and confusion. They hid in locked rooms. They sank into stunned silence, as stony as the barrier that blocked the tomb in which the dead body of their teacher now lay. They had no idea where they would go or what they would do next. It was enough work just to breathe. In an emotional or a psychological sense, Saturday was a day of coma. And then came another day. Sunday was a new day. Jesus had made some remarkable promises before he died. I am the resurrection and the life, he said. If you tear this temple down, I will raise it up on the third day. No one really understood when he said those words exactly what he meant. What he described had never been done before. And then the women went to the tomb, and they found the stone rolled back, the body gone, the grave clothes like a discarded chrysalis. They, the other disciples, and some 500 other people met Jesus in the flesh, even more alive than they'd seen him before. It changed their understanding of reality. It made them fearless in the face of persecution. It catalyzed a movement of love and hope that would alter history. Sunday was a surprise. It was a day of new creation. I love this story for how it has shaped my own personal faith in life. But I also cherish it for what it has to say about everybody's life, yours included. You see, these 4 days tend to repeat themselves a lot in human experience. Chances are you've had a lot of normal days when nothing much disruptive happened and you cruised along on the tide of continuity. Let's give thanks for those days. But you've also probably experienced those nasty days when everything you counted on was suddenly riven or wrecked, and you wondered why God had apparently forsaken you. Let's acknowledge that days like that come to everybody, even the best of us. And I imagine you've known the numb days too, times when change or confusion made you wonder if you'd ever feel joy or hope again. Let's be especially kind and supportive to all the people we know who are there right now. But let's not stop believing in new days. There is a land of beginning again. There is a God of resurrection. There are breakdowns that can become breakthroughs. There is a light that shines in the darkness and a dawn that breaks into a glorious new morning. My question is, what day is it for you? Share that with somebody else, because we're all on this journey together. That's today's Wave from Ocean Reef. If you know of others who might appreciate this sort of content, I hope you'll pass it along or encourage them to find me on Spotify, Apple, or other podcast outlets. Until next time, I'm Dan Meyer, hoping that the flow of life is good for you.